Okay, we are recording.
Welcome to Straight Out of Savannah, Talking with Tammi, a podcast that showcases people you may not know who are choosing to use their gifts to inspire and move the planet.
Welcome to Straight Out of Savannah, Talking with Tammi. And I am so excited to be joined by my guest, Norman J Liverpool. He is such an amazing... Hold on. What the word? Sorry. I'm so excited to speak with Norman J Liverpool. He is going to let us know exactly what it is that he does to help the planet, because that is who we are talking to. Norman, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
All right. Well, honey, like I tell everyone, this is just us chatting amongst girlfriends in my living room. I love it.
Yes.
So as Tammi mentioned, my name is Norman J Liverpool IV, and I currently reside in Las Vegas by way of Chicago. I am an entrepreneur, I'm a speaker, and I'm the founder of Overthetopliving, which is my motivational speaking platform, as well as a mentorship program that's specifically designed for the LGBTQ community. And the purpose of that program is to assist in expanding your unicorn power, standing out and shining, owning your story, and building your next level confidence. And I'm just very, very excited to be here and share just a little bit about my story with you and your audience.
That is so powerful. What I want to know is, we're going to get into this. I want to know, how did you come to doing this? What made you decide that this was something that you needed to do?
Well, I just took a really close look at myself, and, you know, I looked at where I have come from. And as I began to tell that story, I began to see the nuggets of power that were in each of the stages that I had gone through. And I said, I need to share this. And I partnered with a coach. You know, I will always advocate for having a coach because coaches really help you niche down your vision and really choose the impact that you want to make. And so shout out to Chandra Brooks and the Powerhouse Academy, because she really helped birth this out of me. So she took me through all these weeks, and she's like, okay, she's pulling this out of me. And she basically, by the end of it, is like, okay, so we've discovered that this is a program. It is your program. Mm-hmm. And so that is how it was birthed. And I've literally just taken every experience that I've gone through from A to Z, and I've condensed it into a 6-week program to shorten the time that it takes people to connect the dots, and also to disrupt that feeling of being muted, that feeling of being silenced. I really want to disrupt that and show people that their power is in their story.
Yes, yes, that's amazing, because that's one thing that I believe as well, because as you share your story, it is healing for not only you, but it's healing for other people that hear it, because there are so many people that need to hear that they're not alone.
Right.
Do you find that that's true?
100%. And then what I've also realized is not sharing our story is extremely selfish.
Yes.
And it's an unpopular opinion, but I'm going to tell you why. If someone had not shared their story with me, I would have never been able to complete my survival guide. And so that's what I tell people is my story, my complete story is only going to be a part of someone's survival guide.
Yes.
So to not share that story and to hold on to that is completely, to me, completely selfish and irresponsible.
Yes, I agree with that, because it's like you are denying someone else a chance to get healing. You're denying someone else a chance to be able to step up into their greatness.
And I use the example of Harriet Tubman.
Yes.
Everyone was waiting on a Harriet. If Harriet was waiting on a Harriet, where would we have been? Where would we be? So at some point we have to say, no, I recognize a need and I'm going to meet that need. Because at the end of the day, if it wasn't for those innovators, those leaders, we all would be stuck like, okay, well, we're waiting on the next person to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm saying? Even look at Barack Obama.
Yes.
When he became president, how amazing was that to have him as the first Black president? But if he went into it saying, you know, I can't do it, there's never been a Black president,
yes,
wait on the next person.
Yes.
I mean, it's just not a good idea. It's just not a good idea.
Yes. That is so powerful, because the thing is it's almost like, what was that Martin Luther King quote about waiting?
Now, honey, you're going to have to tell me.
It was something like, why are we waiting, or why wait, or something like that. It was a famous one, but of course, you know, right now I can't think of it. But it was like, why are we waiting? You know, why?
I mean, and for what?
Yeah, exactly. What are we waiting for? It's time to step up and stand up and do these things. And so I'm just so grateful and excited to speak to you about it, because I feel like, you know, you have your finger on the pulse of what it is that you are here on this planet to do.
Well, and I think that part of that also comes from having a coach too, because
yes.
For me does everyone need to hear my story? Yes, 100%. I believe that everyone needs to hear everyone's story.
Yes.
But is that realistic? No. No one, everyone on this planet is not going to hear my story.
Right.
Now, that would be my wish. But when we're thinking about choosing our impact and making the greatest impact, you've got to narrow that thing down.
Yes.
Because, you know, if not, it's too much to try to have to go after everyone.
Right.
And that's why for me and my business, it's specifically designed for the LGBTQ community. Why? Mm-hmm. That's the community that I'm a part of.
Yes.
And that's a part of my story that really challenged me and that really could have muted me for good.
Right.
So when I decided, like, okay, I need to get out here and coach, I need to get out here and let people hear me and see me, I had to make a very intentional decision as to who my audience was and who my clients are.
Yes, that was powerful, because so many times people don't even get out the gate because they have not narrowed down who they're talking to. And the
Right.
thing is when you speak to the community that you're a part of and that you know, then it makes you an authority, for one thing. And the other thing is it makes it easy, because you know that. You know, it's like, for me, I'm speaking to women, you know, because I'm a woman.
Right.
I could say I'm speaking to Black women. Hey, that's cool too. But I'm speaking to women in general, because I already know how that can go. But the thing is once you narrow that down and you define that, and that seems like what you have done. So how has using your intuition helped you in building your business?
Baby, it has helped me in so many ways. With the understanding that, number one, not everyone is going to be my client. And that is something that I really had to rely on my intuition. Even within our community, not everyone is going to be my client, because there's going to be people within the LGBTQ plus community that have already expanded their unicorn power, that have already owned their story and things. And so I use my intuition to identify the clients that I know that I can help.
Yes.
Because my thing is, going into it, I want to be able to guarantee those 4 things. When you come out of my 6-week program, you're going to get those four pieces. And so for someone that is not there, that needs that may not be a good fit. Another way that I use my intuition is choosing who I align myself with. Yes. You know, I'm currently working with someone who's helping me write my book. I've got my coach. You know, I have my personal board of directors, if you will.
Yes.
My small circle that I can go to for various things. But not everyone can be a part of that. Just because you're a good author does not make you a good coach to me.
Yes.
But just because you can build a website, I specifically chose the woman that designed my website because she aligned with the vision of my business.
Yes.
And there's people in my family that I could have probably paid less to do the website, you know what I'm saying, and support my family. But my thing is, this thing is so important.
Yes.
If you don't agree on what we are and who we are as a company, you
Yes.
can't touch any part of my business.
That's awesome.
Any part.
That's awesome. So the alignment piece is major important. That is one thing that I just got from what you said. So if you are doing business, or if you are deciding to build whatever, rockets or whatever, the important thing is to find people that you're aligned with and be able to communicate and that can see your vision.
And that have done it.
Oh, that's awesome.
What trips me out is we be taking constructive criticism from people who have never constructed anything in their life.
Yes.
I'm here to disrupt that as well.
Yes.
That's why I am my brand. I am the walking billboard, the testament that this works. My clients are the testament that this thing works. I'm not going to talk to someone who has never had success in relationships,
right,
on how to strengthen mine, or someone who has never successfully got their business off the ground on how to build mine.
Yes.
So when you're thinking about alignment and you're talking about intuition, let's make sure that we're doing our due diligence and making sure that we're seeking counsel from people that are in a place that they have done it or they're far advanced than us.
Yes.
Because I can't learn from someone who has not done it. I want to be, like the saying goes, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
Yes.
And so I always want to strive to be in the room with someone who is at that next level, at that next step, because what they're going to do is they're going to feed onto me, and baby, I'm gonna soak it up like a sponge.
Yes.
And then in turn, do that same thing for someone who may not be where I'm at today.
Right, right. So it's important to reach back and grab some other people and say, hey, come on, you can do this, you can do this.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I'm totally with that, because I believe that, somebody showed me that it's possible to do. Some of the things that I've done, I don't even know how I did it. I just know that I decided to do it, made a decision and just jumped out and did it. Just like this podcast. Nobody really showed me. I just said, I want to do this. I enjoy it. I love talking to people about this kind of stuff. I just love it. And I think that, it's going to take on whatever life is going to take on. And I'm so excited about it. But I'm excited about the things that you're doing for the LGBT community, because I believe that that community sometimes is overlooked. And so when you can step up and say, hey, I'm a part of you guys, so I know where you've been, I can see where you're going, let's jump in here and let's get this thing going. And
100%. And I think given that everything that's going on in our world today,
yes,
and use every platform to say this,
mm-hmm.
You cannot say Black Lives Matter if that does not include the Black LGBTQ plus community.
Mm-hmm.
And that has also been a purpose of mine, is to really shed light on some of the hypocrisy that exists within this community.
Yes.
Because the very people that are out marching and protesting for Black Lives Matter, for the advancement of this movement, are LGBTQ people.
Yes.
And and not to change the mood, but to discuss when all of this first came, to head with George Floyd, is trans women were still being beat. Black trans women were still being beat and killed by Black men. And one of the ladies, I believe her name was Miss Dior, I can't remember her first name. She was actually marching for Black Lives Matter while she was attacked by a group of Black men. And so not only am I, here to support the LGBTQ plus community, but I'm here to shed a light and to be like, okay, if this is what we're really trying to do, it needs to be all encompassing.
Yeah.
You cannot say that your Black Lives Matter if that doesn't include your LGBTQ sisters.
Right.
And vice versa. You can't be for LGBTQ and not feel like Black Lives Matter. They have to go hand in hand.
Right.
And another thing that I am showcasing every chance that I get.
That is powerful. I mean, because the thing is you have to include everyone in the discussion. And the thing is, people don't realize how important that is. because I mean, I'm sure that every day people are getting attacked, and it's not just, you know, black men with the cops and, you know, black women with the cops and, you know, all that. It's also in the LGBT community, you know, because there's so much hatred out here in the world. And I believe that that is what we are coming against right now. I believe that's what this revolution is about. It's about, you know, it shining a light on the hatred, you know, and being able to let people see that this stuff is going on, because so many people don't even know about it, because they don't even, you know, cover it a lot of times in broadcasts or anything like that. You know, we find out because somebody found out about it on Facebook a lot of times. So yeah, I do believe that, you know, we are in this period of revolution, and it's necessary. We should have been in this period a long time ago. However, here we are.
I agree.
Here we are. You know, revolution, pandemic, all in one. Okay, let's do it. You know, let's take these opportunities. So I want to share one more thing. I want to talk about one more thing. The value in sharing your story, because that was the other piece that I wanted us to talk about, because you and I feel the same way about that. Because for me, sharing my story, I was so vulnerable in it that even after I read the first edit, you know, it was hard. And I still, you know, I still was like feeling some kind of way about it, because I was super vulnerable. And I know that it is necessary, because I'm sure that it's going to help so many women to heal. Not just women, but people in general, but definitely women, because that is my audience. Women who dealt with abuse in their marriage and, you know, all that kind of stuff, because that was what I dealt with. So I know that that's going to, because my purpose actually for writing this book was to help people, you know, just to be a blessing, not just for me, because the Spirit had already spoken to me years ago and told me that everything that I was going through was not just for me.
Right. It can't be. There's no way that we were put here to live and die.
Yes.
And there's no way that we are the culmination of everything that we've been through for however many years that we've been here, that the only thing that was for us.
Yes.
There's no way possible.
No.
And like I shared with you off camera, is a very small part of someone else's survival guide.
Yes.
And you have to, we have the responsibility to share our story.
Yes.
And it's not just, oh, I'm feeling empowered to share my story. No, we need to do it when it's uncomfortable. We need to do it when it's not perfect.
Yes.
We need to do it when we're scared, because that is what you said, vulnerable.
Yes.
Vulnerable to me is power.
Yes.
Being vulnerable, that is, to me, that is the hugest sign of strength. Yes. To allow yourself to come where you are exposed.
Yes. Yes.
That's an extreme amount of control and an extreme amount of strength.
Yes, that is, you said a mouthful right there. That's a powerful piece, because the thing is as you are vulnerable and you open yourself up, you know, you shine a light on not only yourself and the things that you have inside of you, but you shine a light for other people.
Right.
So that's the gift right there. That is the gift.
That is the gift. And the thing about it is, Tammi, is as we begin to find our voice and share our story, as Auntie Maxine says, you know, reclaiming my time, we reclaim our power. We reclaim our confidence. We reclaim our healing. And what I've noticed, and I'm sure that you've noticed the same, is the majority of the people that try to silence us or try to move us into a muted space are people who have not yet accepted their position in our story.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. So if I walked up and slapped you, I may not want you to tell people that I slapped you, but guess what? At the moment I allowed my hand to come across your face, that now is your story to tell.
Yes, yes.
And people don't realize that. It's not my fault you're the villain in my story, but I'm going to tell it.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. And the thing is as we do that and as we get to that place, it's like, I don't know about you, but it's so freeing. You know,
It
I
is free, yeah.
stepped into a freedom, you know, it's like, okay, so here we are. It has no more power over me. That's the way I felt. It's like
No,
it's not, you know, it doesn't have any more power because, you know, I kept a lot of secrets because there were so many things that went on, you know. Just share a little bit, but my ex-husband had got AIDS while we were married, and so it was crazy because he was, you know, very what is that word, whorish for most of our marriage, the whole 20 freaking years, and so there was a lot of shame that I felt, you know, a lot of, you know, guilt that I felt that I carried, you know, for years until I began to do the healing work that I've been doing, you know, to deliver myself from that, you know, and so that was one of the things in that story that I was like, okay, you know, I'm going to tell it. It's all good. I said, because you know what I noticed? There are so many women that have gone through the same type of thing. It might not have ended in that way, but it still was, you know, abuse.
right.
There was, I call it sexual abuse because that's really what it was. And emotional and mental abuse, you know. And I was fortunate I'd never had to deal with physical abuse because my ex just knew I was crazy and I would kill him. But but the mental and the emotional abuse and the sexual abuse was just, you know, over the top, you know. But in telling that story and actually sitting down and writing it out and knowing that, you know, it's going to be able to help some people and bless some people and deliver some people, you know,
Right.
and then to see, you know, the how the story went. And I didn't even tell everything. I just, you know, hit major points and things like that. There was a lot of stuff in there that I did not tell, which, you know, that's what we do. We tell the story as it needs to be told.
Right.
So I'm excited about your story because I can't wait till it comes out.
Baby, it's going to be juicy. I'm gonna tell you that.
No.
It's going to be juicy, and I think that that is why I've been so challenged with the actual writing of the piece,
Yes.
is because I see, damn, if I had a book like this
Mm-hmm.
13 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
came out, or 14 years ago, how would my life have been different?
Right.
And that is what I hope that everyone that picks up my book, that they get that, whether they're part of the LGBTQ community or not, whether they're part of the Black community or not. I hope that there is something in there that resounds,
Yes.
that talks about living in purpose, unapologetically, unashamed,
Yes.
to empower yourself and to understand that everything that we need to live the life that we want to ultimately live is already inside of us.
Yes.
We've got to do is access that unicorn power.
Yes. Yes. That's the piece right there, and that's a part of what I do. It's just to, you know, help women to see that, you know, they already have the tools. It's already in them. So now, what is it that you need to get them out? What do you need
Right.
to do in order to step, you know, all the way out into your purpose, into, you know, whatever the thing that you feel you're called to do.
That's
All
right.
right, so we're going to tie it up right here because I have so enjoyed this conversation. We could go on probably another hour,
We could.
but we're not going to today. But so what I want you to do is just let people know how they can get in contact with you and just talk a little bit about your upcoming projects or your mentorship or whatever you want to share with the people.
Wonderful. So the easiest way to connect with me, the broadest platform, is my website, which is www.overthetopliving.com. If you scroll to the bottom or the contact us page, you know, that comes directly to me. And I say that because it's very important that I have my hand on everything that comes through.
Mm-hmm.
So in every submission, everything that comes through the website, I personally touch. If you're on Facebook, I invite you to connect with my business page, which you can find by searching at Over the Top Living Now. You can also find me in Norman J Liverpool IV. And lastly, on Instagram, you can find me at theMrLiverpool. as well as Overthetopliving. And I invite you to connect with me. We have our next 5-day challenge coming the 3rd week of July, which is the Loud and Proud Own Your Story Challenge, which is a challenge that we do on Facebook. We're gearing up for the next round of our mentorship program, which is called Evolve. So if you're interested in just learning, like what am I going to get from from working with Norman as a coach? Or like I said, my audience is not everybody. Maybe you know someone in the LGBTQ plus community that really needs this. I invite you to connect with me. If you mention that you heard about the program on this broadcast, I will have some bonus offers for you. So we will make that, use the code Tammi, Tammi, and I will have some additional bonuses for you for the next round of Evolve, our 6-week experience.
That is awesome. I'm so excited. This has been just, oh, my heart, it just feels so peaceful and calm.
Yeah, same.
You know,
same. So thank you again.
You are so welcome. I have truly, truly enjoyed this because I have been waiting and wanting, and I think I saw you on live one time. I don't know if, were you interviewed by Shireen at all?
I actually interviewed Shireen.
Okay, I was watching that one. I didn't get to see the whole thing, but what I saw, I was like, I really like this. I was like, I'm gonna have to reach out to him because I really want him to come on my show.
Well, listen, do you see you manifested that thing and it happened, honey?
I did, and you know what? You are my first LGBTQ. I'm so excited about that.
Love it.
We are going to pop off here, and I really appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you so much. And Norman's contact information is going to be in the comments so that way you can get in touch with him easier. Facebook, Instagram, and his website. And if you would like to do his program, he's going to have a coupon code, Tammi, and I'll also put that in the comments. Thank you so much for joining, and I appreciate your time. Bye now.